Welcome back, true believers. This is Rackdar, and this is my new series, Final Fantasy X-Treme Blitzball. This game is the wacky tale of Titus Jeppson, star Blitzer for the Xanarkand Aves. After a kooky series of events, the ill-fated Titus is brought 1,000 years through time by the wacky old hermit, Auron. After spending very little time in his new nightmare, our hero is thrown in as the new captain of the Besaid Aurochs, the worst blitzball team the future has to offer. Will Titus be able to bring this ragtag team of misfits together to win the championship? Find out in Final Fantasy X-Treme Blitzball. Interact with the ball on board the ship and get your first chance at glory, the Jet Shot. It's a nice move, but you won't be able to use it for most of the championship game. Can you spin around a thumbstick while mashing the X button? If so, you can get the Jet Shot. You might as well pick it up here because you won't get another shot at it for a good chunk of the game. When you arrive in Luca, you find that Auron is too drunk and can't handle his shit, so you have to go find him at the bar only to find that he's wandered off. Worst of all, in doing this, you miss the first game, which your team magically wins. Before your first game starts, you can read through this boring menu of tutorials, or you can listen to my badass tips on becoming a champion blitzer. And the game begins. I've sped it up to give the video better pacing. As you can see, I immediately switch my movement mode by pressing triangle. I choose manual A, which is, in my opinion, the best movement mode. In manual A movement, up, down, left, and right correspond directly with the movement of your cursor on the minimap. I should mention that when your team is defending, all team members move automatically, regardless of your movement settings. Your best bet is to avoid opposing team members altogether, but in all honesty, you'll be meeting with them all the time. This either happens when the opposing team member comes in contact with you, or when you initiate an action sequence by pressing square and an opposing team member is in the yellow circle. If you initiate an action sequence when no opposing team members are nearby, you are free to pass, shoot, or dribble at will. When you do encounter one or more blitzers, you get the option to break. Breaking is simply trying to break through a tackle. You can try to break through as many or as few team members as you'd like. If you choose to break through fewer blitzers than are guarding you, you only get the option to pass or shoot. If you choose to break through all of them, you also get the option to dribble. A successful break occurs when the opposing blitzer's attack, represented by AT, is less than your endurance, represented by EN. If you fail, the tackler gets the ball. The stats of the tacklers will stack, so don't try and break through too many people. Keep in mind that every tackle can have a random modifier of 1 or 2 added or subtracted, so sometimes you can miss a break or make a break, even with a slight disadvantage to either side. When you pass or shoot, your stat will diminish due to friction of the ball in the water, so don't try to pass or shoot from too far away. Passing and shooting are calculated the same way as breaking, but using the corresponding stats against the opposing blitzer's block stat, represented by BL. At the halfway point, Waka explains the deep inner workings of Blitzball. You then continue on to some menus that I'll get to in the next episode. When shooting, the goalie's catch stat also factors in. As you can see, I've been shooting with Titus up until now, but Waka is just as much of a badass. Shooting is calculated by subtracting the goalie's catch stat from your shot when the ball reaches the goal. The goalie will also get a random modifier as much as plus or minus 4, so sometimes you can still make a shot even if you have a slight disadvantage, and sometimes the goalie will still catch the ball even if he has a slight disadvantage. That's about all the explaining I need to do for now. So anyways, right here, as you can see, I do a Jet Shot, which I got earlier in the video. I talked about how to get that. It took 120 HP, which, by the way, I guess I should mention, the way HP drains is as you swim around, you lose HP. If you look at those little numbers next to your shot pass, you lose that amount every time you do a shot or a pass, and if you did do the Jet Shot, like you just saw, I lost 120 HP, so I get this huge lead right here, by the way, which by huge I mean 1. And this part, when I was younger, always made me sad because the crowd cheers for Waka to come in, and I just kind of was like, that wussy. I was like, why does Waka have to play? I was like, Titus should get to stay in the whole game, but it doesn't matter because, you know, Waka, like I said, he's a great shooter, so you don't really need to worry about it. And I actually, you'll see right here, I just kind of switched. I think about what to do because I was thinking about just sitting back and waiting out my win, but then I decided that Waka's got good enough stats that I'll just go for another goal, and I think I might get 2 more goals. I'm not sure. I played this game yesterday, so let's see what I do. I do some, oh yep, and I do the old break dribble strategy, and come on, go for that. Oh, and I do the Venom Shot, which is pretty cool, and it doesn't take a lot of HP, and if it hits the goalie gets poisoned, which means his HP slowly goes down, which is pretty awesome. And when a character's HP goes all the way down, they move around really slowly and stuff, so it's pretty freaking great to make their HP go all the way down. And this strength sphere is your only reward. After winning the game, you see a scene where everyone's buzzing about the recent Besaid Aurochs upset victory. Actually, that's a flat-out lie. Squaresoft was too lazy to write and record alternate winning dialogue. I'm dead serious. If you lose the game, the dialogue stays the same and the only difference is the trophy doesn't make an appearance. Anyhoozle, after a brief, well-coordinated victory ceremony, you reach the most important part of the game, the first level 2 Traveler Sphere. You can now play Blitzball whenever you want, which effectively renders the rest of the game useless, except as a method for recruiting new Blitzers, which I will cover in the next episode. That's all for now. This has been Rackdar, thank you for watching.